Welcome back. In this video, we're going to continue with our conversation from the last video that I did about how to increase your SEO to build your website properly, the right way, with the topical clusters, your topical authority, about eat, or how your pages need to be outlaid, all of that. We covered all of that in that video. So make sure that you click on the info cards that show up here for those videos so you don't miss those in case you did miss that one. So we're continuing on from there. We already have our topical cluster. We have our silos worked out. We have our categories worked out. Now we're going to figure out how can we get to some long tail keywords, and also when we're using some of these keywords that Google has already told us that we can use, how can we then embellish on that, add more keywords to that? So in today's lesson, we're going to go over BARD versus ChatGPT. And I just want to tell you, and this is going to be a quicker video, and I just want to share some really cool things that I discovered about BARD that I didn't even think about. So the first thing that we want to realize is ChatGPT was made by Microsoft and Bing, right? So they're a competitor to Google. Do you think that there's anything that Google has that maybe they know that they have kept gated? And if you don't know what gated means, you can watch my video on gated content. I'll put a link there as well. Make sure that you understand what that could possibly mean. Now, I'm not saying it is or it isn't, but do you think that ChatGPT can really give you the best keywords? Well, from the research that I have done, I have to say no. ChatGPT can go back. They can do up until 2021. And then when you add the ChatGPT plugins to browse the internet, it can go and search the internet for us. And there's Chrome extensions. And again, I have videos on this, so make sure you're not missing out on any of my videos. And by the way, please subscribe to my channel. Comment, like this video. Please leave me a comment. Let me know what else you'd like to learn about, because I love to teach and I just want to share my knowledge of all my many years, over 4 decades of, probably even longer than that, of business savvy and business strategies. But I have been working as an internet marketer since 2007, actually 2006 with Seth Godin and Squidoo. And I was a beta tester for Twitter. I was one of the first adapters to YouTube. I was the first one to use a flip phone for video in our real estate community. I started taking SEO classes in 2007, could rank anyone's website back in the day, not so easy today, but we can still rank and we can still get traffic. It just takes longer. I used to be able to do it in 2 or 3 months, and now it can take anywhere to 6 months to 2 years, depending on your niche, how much content you're willing to put into it, how much money you're willing to invest in that content. The other thing I just wanted to say really quick before we dive into everything is that I do own Get It Done For Me Now virtual services, and I am also a team leader at eXp Realty. So if you want any information about eXp Realty, please reach out to me. I own Get It Done For Me Now virtual services, and we do a lot of this kind of work for our clients. We do blogging and writing and social media management and SEO and Google My Business, or Google Business Profiles now. They keep changing the name. Phone callers, everything you can think of that you can create a SOP for, you can offload and put into our company, and they will take it all over for you, which is really nice because you get to have a life. Anyway, so let's go on to the content here. I am going to be sharing my screen momentarily. Just wanted to let you know that I'm really excited about this. So they have some Chrome extensions that are good for SEO, but the ones that are connected to and run by ChatGPT and Jasper are not that good with SEO research. You really still have to go to Google Keyword Count, Google Keyword Planner, Ubersuggest. If you have SEMrush or Ahrefs, you can use those, but I don't use them in the niches that I'm in because they don't do well for my niches, most of them. So I tend to use Ubersuggest, RankIQ, and I am an affiliate of RankIQs. If you're in the recipe niche, pet niche, finance, things like that, RankIQ is amazing. I am not an affiliate of Ubersuggest. I do use them as well. They're a paid version of Ubersuggest. Very good for keyword research and checking out your competitors and stuff. But I have some other tools that I'm going to be showing you. But first, I want to talk about BARD versus ChatGPT for keyword research. Now, let's just think logically about this. The main thing that lacks in the world is critical thinking. So let's just critically think for a minute. ChatGPT is a competitor to BARD. BARD is owned and produced by Google. I love ChatGPT. I use it for many things, but I do not use it for keyword research to the extent of rankable keywords. ChatGPT is really good to tell you what keywords that your topic should cover, but that does not mean you're going to rank for them. It doesn't help you with the competitiveness of those keywords. The other thing is I love to rank for zero traffic keywords. One of the best things you can do is rank on page one, number one, for hundreds of zero traffic keywords, because they do get, number one, they do get traffic. It's not true that it's zero traffic. And number two, it's the adding up of all of that that gets you the traffic. I have proved this over and over again, and this has worked since 2007. It still works today. So just take note of that. Okay, so that being said about ChatGPT, let's put our critical thinking hat on. It's owned by a different company. It's not owned by Google. Do you think that it really knows Google's algorithm updates? Do you think it really knows what Google is looking for in an article to rank it? Let's just think about that for a minute. If they do know, they can only make assumptions because they don't actually know. So I put this to the test and I want to show you the test. This is so cool. So now I'm going to share my screen because I just love this. So I went here to BARD. So this is BARD, and we're going to read some of the stuff that it says, and we're going to do a couple of things here. It's really cool. Let me just make my eCam smaller and move it out of the way so I can read along with you. All right. So the first thing that I asked BARD, and you just go to bard.google.com, okay? I said, can you help me with keywords to rank for SEO? It says, sure, I can help you with keywords to rank for SEO. Here are some tips. Do your keyword research. That's what I always tell everybody, right? This is the most important step in finding the right keywords to rank for. You need to understand what keywords your target audience is searching for and how often they are searching for them. There are a number of tools you can use to do keyword research, such as Google Keyword Planner, Ubersuggest, and Ahrefs Keywords Explorer. So those are the ones that BARD itself is saying are good. And we know that those three are pretty good. I don't use Ahrefs very often, but I do use Google Keyword Planner and Ubersuggest. Choose the right keywords. Not all keywords are created equal. Some keywords are more competitive than others, and some have a higher search volume than others. You need to choose keywords that are relevant to your website, but also not too competitive. Good advice, right? Use your keywords strategically. Once you've chosen your keywords, you need to use them strategically throughout your website. You should include your keywords in your page titles, meta descriptions. Remember now, there's SEO people out there who are saying meta descriptions don't count. And here we are having BARD, who is owned by Google and gets information from Google, saying that you should use your keywords in your meta descriptions, headers, and throughout the body of your content. However, you don't want to overdo it. Keyword stuffing can actually hurt your SEO ranking. Create high quality content. The most important factor in ranking for keywords is creating high quality content that is relevant to your target audience. If your content is good, people will want to read it, and they will be more likely to click on your links. This is so important because what I see a lot with people writing, especially when they outsource their writing, I see a lot of writers just writing to fit those keywords in, but they're not actually writing good content and they're not adding value to the internet. So they're not, number one, the articles aren't going to rank. And even if they are going to rank, people aren't going to read them. So you always, as a writer, I read my content out loud after I've written it. And then I ask myself, if I was looking for the answer to this question, would I like what I'm seeing and reading, and would I continue to read it? If I want this information, am I answering the question? Am I giving the information? Am I telling them something they don't already know? Okay. And then it goes on, build backlinks. Backlinks are links from other websites to you. Just said right there, build backlinks. They are a signal to Google that your website is authoritative and trustworthy, part of EAT. The more backlinks you have, the higher your website will rank. How do you get backlinks? You attract them by writing good content and having original images, which we will get to in another part. I don't know if I'll cover that tonight in this video or not. If not, I'll create another video about original images. Here's some additional tips for ranking for keywords. Use long tail keywords, what I've been preaching and teaching. Long tail keywords are more specific than short tail keywords, and they're often less competitive. This means that it's easier for you to rank for long tail keywords. Target local. If your business is local, target local. I preach this, especially to real estate agents, right? You want to, chiropractors. My chiropractor, I've been doing his marketing for over 20 years. And when we went on the internet, it was amazing. And he is number one for so many keywords, but he's local. So he gets so much business. He can't thank me enough every month when he sends me his check. He's just like, I can't believe how many phone calls, how many patients I get from the work that you do. Remember, I own Get It Done For Me Now virtual services, and we would happily do that for you as well. So make sure that you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment below. And then in my description area, I have all of the links to all of my affiliate programs that I use and that I am going to be talking about in my videos throughout my, career as a YouTuber and a teacher. Please use those because those help me. They don't hurt you in any way. The price, actually, usually you'll get a discount if you use an affiliate link. But I get a few cents here and there, and those add up to pennies, to dollars, etc., right? The other thing is if you want to set your notifications, that will really help you to know whenever I launch a new video so that you can stay on top of all this as well. All right. And then, of course, doing your analytics and tracking. So then I said, do blog posts with original images help SEO? Okay. We'll go ahead and talk about the images now then. Yes, blog posts with original images can help SEO in a number of ways. Images can help you rank for image search results. This is an overlooked SEO tactic that I keep trying to harp on my clients, all of our clients, and I take pictures every day. I have my iPhone. You don't need a camera. I have an iPhone 12 Plus. It takes better photos than most cameras out there, even if you beg to differ. And if I went to the 13 or whatever it is, right? These cameras take such good photos. And you always have it with you. I take pictures of flowers, of mountains, of trees, of houses, of not people, but my people, right? Ones that are allowed to be in the camera, of anything of any interest to anybody or anything, because I never know when I can use those original images within my content. If you are a real estate agent, then you definitely need to be taking pictures. Don't put the address of the house in your photo, but go around your neighborhoods that you work in and take images from different angles. And you'll see on my website how I do that. All of my images are original. When people search for images, your pictures can appear. I have had clients who I've done this for and who've taken my courses and who we do this for. When they give us original, it doesn't work for stock images, but for original images that they give us. And then Google wants to build up their library. They have the largest library in the world of images, right? So they want to build that up. And so they want to index the images. And this is where you can help them do that, but help yourself because they will show up in the search, especially for things like luxury homes, equestrian properties, anything descriptive about a house. It helps, people love images. Picture speaks 1,000 words. That's a whole nother class. I just want to pay attention to the SEO part of this. Here are some tips for optimizing your images. Use high quality images. Name your images correctly. So if you're writing a blog about chocolate cake, you should name it chocolate cake recipe, and then adding your alt text. So this is so important so that screen readers can understand what it is. And then optimize your images for social media. All right, then I said, can original images help me get backlinks? Because remember, Google said we need backlinks. And it says yes. If you create them, other websites may want to use them on their own pages. When they do this, they will link back to your website. Now, this is, of course, if you allow them to do that, because it is a copyright violation for them to steal your images, okay? Google's not saying that that's okay. I mean, BARD's not saying that that's okay. So, but here, one of the ones that you usually do allow people to share is your infographics, and it even talks here about infographics and animated GIFs, of course, GIFs, whatever you want to call it. Then I said, can original images help me with SEO? And it says that again. I think it was just repeating that. I was trying to get a different answer, I think. Can you explain this in more detail? Original images can help you with your ranking, is what BARD said. So I asked it again, and it says, yes, they can help you. So let's see, they kind of repeat themselves again and again here. Context, yeah, they talked about, but backlinks here is what I want to know more about. And that really didn't answer it. Then I said, can you explain why my original images are better for my SEO than using stock images? And it says, here are some reasons why your original images are better for SEO than stock images. They're unique, they're more relevant to your content, they can help you get backlinks, and they can improve your click-through rate. They can also improve your website's overall user experience, because people typically nowadays know what's a stock photo and what's a real photo, and they're not interested. Their eyes just kind of like, oh, that's a fake one. They don't really care. So you want to be careful of that. And then overall, original images can be a valuable asset for your SEO strategy. And then again, it goes through all that stuff that we already know. Then I said, can you make a table for this? So it gives the feature, the stock image, and the original image. And look at this, you can export to Google Sheets just like that. That is so cool. Just like that, just a click like that. Because of course it's part of Google, right? And then it goes through some more stuff about that. And then I said, can you provide a table explaining the SEO factors of original images? Now, this is all coming from Google, right? This is coming from BARD, which is owned by Google. And it is being able to know what Google wants. This is where I think BARD is more valuable for keyword research than ChatGPT and other AI tools are. So it tells you image, file, and name, what it should be, alt text, image title, image caption, image size, image format, loading speed. All very important variables, right? Then I change it. So this is the part about the keywords now. Can I use BARD to research keywords? Yes, you can use BARD to research keywords. Here are some examples of how you can use BARD. Generate a list of related keywords. You can ask BARD to generate a list of related keywords for a specific keyword. For example, you could ask BARD, what are the related keywords for the keyword SEO? BARD will then list search engine optimization, keyword research, white hat SEO, blah, blah, blah. Find long tail keywords. You can ask BARD to find the long tail keywords. Keyword difficulty. You can ask it for the difficulty. All right? No. You need access to Google Keyword Planner to do this, right? So I said, okay, well, if you can do all that, what Google APIs can you crawl? What do you have access to? And it says Google Search. Well, guess what? ChatGPT has that. Google Translate. Well, ChatGPT doesn't have access to Google Translate, but it has a translator. Cloud Vision. It can extract text, object, and information from images, but here's the one that you want. Google Cloud Natural Language. I can use the Google Cloud Natural Language API to understand the meaning of text and to generate different creative text formats like poems, codes, scripts, musical pieces, email, letters, etc. But it can access the algorithm. This is part of the algorithm of Google. So this is what is really, really cool. It's a different place than where ChatGPT goes to get their language learning. Can you create a table using Google Cloud Natural Language on all semantical related entities to Provo, Utah homes for sale and their specific entity-based relationships? Now that's a prompt, and this is the prompt you would use to start your Google keyword research. All right. So it's taking their natural language And then it created the chart, and it says Provo, Utah is a location, homes for sale is a type of entity, real estate's an industry, buying a home action, selling a home action, mortgage financial instrument, real estate agent profession, home inspection as a service, title insurance, and closing costs. And you can export all those to sheets. This is just a sample. That's pretty cool. Okay. So I said, create a larger corpus, including your proposed additions. So then I went in here and it came back with this. I love these proposed additions. So we have homes for Provo, Utah, homes for sale, right? And then you'd have Provo, Utah, single family homes for sale, Provo, Utah, condos for sale, Provo, Utah, townhouses for sale. See that? So this is how you start to find your long tail keywords. And even though some of those are still kind of short tail keywords. I mean, if you watch my other video, I have a link here to my video on how you create your topical clusters, how you build your topical authority on your website, and what the first articles you need to write are. Those are all in there. Selling a home. So it's talking about listing agents. So this, what I really like about this is you can see what Google is thinking. So you can actually almost say this is what Google is thinking, how they're connecting two words together. So if I was writing an article about selling your home in Provo, Utah, I would have to know that Google is going to want me to write about a home seller and use that word, a listing agent. How about that? Most realtors are not even going to think about putting the word listing agent or saying that you need a good listing agent or something like that. And then very interesting was staging. I thought that was a real eye-opening for me. So I knew I've got to include content about staging, okay, when I'm writing about selling your home. That's incredible. And so we go through all of these other things here. Okay. And then it says, I have added the following. You don't have to read that. And then I said, what are some common search terms for Provo homes for sale? And so here's some common ones. This is where it's going to give me. Now, ChatGPT can do some of this, but they're not going to be doing it at the level that BARD can do this. So here's the list here. And I already said a lot of those. So this is what they can find out that people search for. But also, guess what they just said? You can also use more specific terms like Provo homes for sale under 500. Beautiful. Hardly any of those. 475 is our median. And that's going to get you a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, basically, or a townhouse. 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms close to schools with a pool, with a view. So I'm like, aha. Well, guess what? I bought my home because of the view. So that was one of the criteria I had, being in the mountains and having mountain views. And so I already know I'm going to be writing about that. So it gives you some more things, and it says you can use Google's Keyword Planner to help you find the right keywords. So this is where it's leading you back to Google Keyword Planner. And that's where you can also use Google's advanced search to narrow down your search results. For example, you can use a location filter to only show results that are in Provo, right? But we don't want that because people move here, from California to Utah. So they move from Nevada to Utah. So they move from other places to here. So we don't want to be that localized, right? So then I asked, provide a multi-column table for entities relating to common Provo home for sale searches. And guess what it gives me? Yay! This is so cool. I just love it. So then it breaks it down into more long tail keywords. Now, I wouldn't even care. I don't care if these are competitive or not, because we're building topical authority. And I know that when you're writing about Provo homes for sale with a view or with a pool, that if you write it correctly, you're going to beat Zillow and Realtor.com for that article, okay? Because you're going to be adding value. You're going to know things about, like I know things about the views here in Provo that Google that Realtor.com and Zillow don't know because they don't send people here to look, right? But I know it. And my VA, so just like you're saying, well, then how can your company, how can Get It Done for Me Now virtual services do this for me? And it's because we use Google Earth. So our writers go into Google Earth and they study your terrain. They study the mountains or the ocean. If you live by the ocean, they study what the homes look like. They know the styles. They know if there's historic or not. They know if they're 2-story homes or 1-story homes. They know if there's just tons of condos or not. So there are things they learn through your towns and your keywords that you learn through Google Earth. And so that's an added benefit. If you're a writer for people, this is something that you can, a good key takeaway for you. I love this. And so then, and it says it's just a sample of them. Okay. So I can also ask it to give me more, which I didn't for the case of this video. So then I said, okay, I like this Provo Homes for Sale with a View. I love that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, okay, I want to write that article. Now, this is after, okay, so this is after I've done I showed you the chart. You'll see, I'll just pull it up here real quick. So let me see. It won't let me. I have to go in here and pick which screen that is. SketchWow. Okay. So you'll see that I have to write all of these, and I have to write all these, and I have to write all these, and I have to write all these. So Homes with a View is way down here. And I'm going to have to write that one, right? But I'm just picking this because I'm not going to, I first have to do all this before I can publish this, but I'm going to go ahead and write this because I wanted to share with you how fun this can be. And I don't know if that's, and how you can accomplish this. So let me go back to our Google Chrome now. And let me get rid of this SketchWow. Oops. I just want to make it small. All right. That's SketchWow, by the way. Really cool, very inexpensive product that you can use on your computer. I have a link. I am an affiliate to them, and I have my link to them in my description area. So I said to BARD, I said, provide an article header outline for Provo Homes for Sale with a View, as well as specific keywords you should inject throughout the article. And then it says, sure, here it is. So it's giving me a title. And then it says, introduce the topic, highlight the benefits, tease some of the specific homes that will be featured. That's a really good idea. Like, show some examples of homes that you could buy. They may, and I would make a disclaimer, these aren't for sale, but this is what it would look like, the view would look like, things like that. And I'm going to start going, I live in the mountains and I do take pictures of my view, but I have friends and neighbors who live just like 2 streets up from me who have amazing views. And I'm going to start going to their houses and start taking beautiful photos from their homes too, so that I can have more of those view photos for this article. Body, discuss the different types of Provo homes, highlight specific ones for sale. This is the gated content we talked about in the last video. Discuss the amenities and features, provide tips for finding the homes with the view, and then a conclusion. And I never use conclusions. You'll see in all my teaching that I don't use the word conclusion for the conclusion. We use a call to action. And see, it says encourage readers to contact. It doesn't know that I'm a real estate agent. I didn't say that. But if I did, it would tell me that. And then it gives me the keywords for this article. So it wants me to use Provo Homes for Sale, Real Estate, Homes with a View, Provo Views, Provo Homes for Sale with a View, Provo Homes with Mountain Views, City Views, Lake Views, and then investment properties and vacation homes. I think that was very interesting that they stuck those 2 in there. And then I said, reword this into actual H2 headers. So now it's made my H2s for me. So I know what my H2s and my H3s now are. And this is really cool because now it says the benefits, stunning views of the mountain, city, or lake. Oh, perfect. Increased property value. Perfect. Increased sense of peace and tranquility. Even better than perfect. Outdoor recreation, which is huge here. So all of these are just so perfect. And then types of the homes, right? And I would get rid of apartments because you don't really buy apartments. Specific ones. This is so cool. And I can extend on all of these, right? And then large windows. Yes, you definitely want large windows. You want balconies, patios, huge up here in the mountains. And yes, I have large windows, and I don't, and people don't put any window coverings on the windows hardly ever, because you want to see the view. Well, in your living room areas, right? Your dining room, living room, kitchen, blah, blah. Bedrooms, yes, you're going to have coverings. And then this is, be prepared to pay a premium. Yeah, you're going to pay more if you have a view, obviously. This is really, really cool. And so what I did, so the next step that I did, and I just wanted to tell you that you can go into, the next step would be to go into Google Keyword Planner and actually check and make sure that all of these keywords are actually, if there's any that we're missing or anything. But I'm just going to trust the source right now, and I am going to use this just the way it is. So now what am I going to do next? The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to order the article to be written. I already did that. I don't know if I did it on everywhere, but the products that I use, and I'm going to go through those with you, and I'm going to affiliate to all of these, and I'm going to give you my favorite ones, okay? So I use Content at Scale, where you can see that I have that I did one on tiny houses here. I didn't order this one here, but then I have Article Fiesta, which I absolutely love. Now, when I put in the keywords that Google said and put them in here. And then I asked for AI generated images, and I didn't like hardly any of them. They're not really good at that yet. And so I'll create my own, but this is kind of like home with a view kind of thing, so I just went ahead with that one for now. They're not good at images, so we're not going to judge this for images, not for real estate anyway, because it doesn't know the area. But here's the content that I got from this one: exploring Provo's real estate gems, homes for sale with stunning scenic views. This is not a Provo style home. That's from California and Florida, have those kind. Searching for serenity, uncovering Provo's finest homes for sale with breathtaking views. Picture perfect living, discover your dream home in Provo with panoramic scenic room. So they're using unobstructed water views, scenic views, majestic mountains, expansive windows, patio. It's using all of those semantical keywords that you need to use, which I thought was brilliant because I didn't give them those. Then we have valleys, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Then they even embedded a video about Park City's tour of a $29 million home, which is really clever. That was really good. It's not in my area. It's in Park City, which is by Salt Lake, but it was a really good way for an AI. I thought it was brilliant. And then it has more of these wonderful, all these nice little keywords throughout here. And it's just the way it writes is so much more conversational, which is what I want. I'm a very conversational, very friendly person. And I'm very candid and open and authentic and all that stuff. And and people know that about me. And so when I write, the thing I don't like about Content at Scale is brilliant at producing very quick content. You only have to wait a couple minutes to get your article. They get better and better all the time. They are expensive, according to my opinion, but what I don't like is they write at postgraduate level, PhD kind of levels, and people and the tonality, no matter how much I train it, it's not conversational. It's very factual and very scientific almost. It's not storytelling. Whereas this Article Fiesta, which is only, I think I pay $60 a month for as many, I don't know, for a lot. I think I'm trying to remember what I get. I get enough blog posts to write a blog post every single day. So 30 articles a month for $60. Content at Scale is $500 a month for 24 articles. So it depends on your situation, who's helping you. Are you one of our clients? Do you do all this yourself? There's going to be a lot of questions you need to answer for which tools. But I like to use, and I have Content at Scale, and we do use it for some of our clients who have accounts with them. But I like to use Article Fiesta, Neuronwriter, and ChatGPT. So those are the ones that I use a lot for. I use ChatGPT to back up and to source and things like that, because they're good at tabling that. But I love this here. Imagine waking up to the breathtaking beauty of Provo's majestic mountains every morning, with stunning panoramic views that stretch as far as the eye can see. These captivating mountainside retreats offer a truly enchanting living experience. It's telling a story. Whether you're looking for a cozy cabin nestled in the mountains or a modern home with floor to ceiling, that's how I write. So I like this. I just love this. I just found this a few days ago, and I am an affiliate, so please use my link. But I absolutely just love this writing. Now, of course, I'm going to go in there and format it all and make it and do fact checking and put my own spin on everything. But it's just really, I don't know. I'm just very, very impressed. And then here, it's showing you like this mountain view. This is an AI generated, and this is not one I would use. So of course I'm going to change out the images. They're not good enough at that, but that is included to use AI or royalty free images, whichever you want for this. But I would use my own. So I would just use my own original images I try to do that with all of my websites. And I have a Siamese cat website, and we have Siamese cats. So most of our images are of our own cats, and anything like that is original. So the more you can do that, the better. And you just I would just say, batch all of you, take as many hundreds of photos as you can, and then just upload them all to Google Drive and share that drive with our team. And then our team can go and edit them and use them wherever they're needed. Again, this is just really a great content. Here's an AI image, and definitely not Utah. It looks like in Tahiti or somewhere. And so then it just keeps going. And then the amenities and all of this. So it's 3,100 words. And it says, look, to help you guide through this exciting journey, consider working with, and I would change work with expert realtors, Katerina Gasset, and K. I didn't spell out my name, but that's okay. This is like amazing. I just really am pleased with this. And so I would take this and then break it all down. And you can't just have an AI article written and then post it on your website. You just cannot do that. You've got to get in there. You've got to edit it, audit it, fact check. So there's other work. It takes probably, I would say, an hour and a half to 2 hours to take an AI article that's been written, but it's already saved you the writing time. So that's saving you 1 to 3 hours writing. And now you're just going to spend your 1 to 2 hours on doing, the after work and the optimization. Now you also have the article writing time, pre-writing, you also have that time because you have the keyword research and everything, but you see how easy I just made that for you. So we're going to go into Neuronwriter because it's another one I really like. And I'm going to show you what this site can do. So I like to use these in conjunction with each other. So what I did was I went and typed in to Google. I didn't go incognito for this. I didn't need to. And I typed in Provo homes for sale with a view. Now I have the new generative AI on my screen. So if you're not in the United States, you will not have access to this for a while. But this is Google's AI answering my questions. So let me go. I'm going to skip through them, and I'm looking at, we have Redfin, Zillow, Realtor.com, and then we have people also ask them. We have Movoto, Coldwell Banker, etc. So I took those, and I wonder if it'll let me show you. Let me see if it shows me where. I don't know if it tells me, but you'll see I put in my top 5. I put in the top 5 realtors sites as my competitors. And so what Neuronwriter goes out and gives me the content score for that page. So I don't mean their whole site. I just want to beat that page, right? So Zillow comes in with a 60. See these greens? Those are pretty hard, right? Here, this 19, I can definitely beat this one. So this is one that has no words in it whatsoever. The content score is only a 19. So I know definitely if I can't get anywhere else on the page, I can get to number 4. And if I can take over this number 4, that would be really good because people might go to these and say, no, I've already been to Zillow. Don't like it. Terrible search experience. Redfin, terrible. Zillow, terrible. So they skip these 3, and Realtor.com is pretty good. But they say, but it's not enough information. So then they would come to mine. So I like that. So once I see who I can rank above like this, then I'm like, okay, I know I can get spot 4. Do you think it's worth writing? And then I say, yes, it's worth writing. Now I'm going to choose the competitors and I'm going to take off some of these. I don't care about this one. And I don't care because the reason I don't care about them is because I already know I can get this one. But we'll just go ahead and do 8. Then I'm going to click on next. And what this is going to do, and this is just making sure that I cover everything I need to cover in the article. So I would go back to the article that I wrote and copy and paste it in here and see. Now I'm trying to move my guy around my face. I'm sorry. I can either have Neuronwriter write it with their AI writer, or I can get an outline here, or I can just copy and paste from ChatGPT or Article Fiesta, or a combination of all those. But what this does, what I love, is it gives you a scoring like Content at Scale does. So what this does is, and this is very inexpensive as well. So I am an affiliate. Just click on my link in the description. You're going to get a really good deal. And you'll be grandfathered in, which is crazy because this company just keeps adding more bells and whistles. So does Article Fiesta. It's crazy. It says the competitor's best is 69. So I have to beat. So if I put this over here, let me see if I can make it stay while we're reading it. I don't know why it won't stay for me. Sensitive mouse. Anyway, the highest score is a 69. The medium is, what did they say, 59. So I have to at least beat 50. For something else was 54. So I have to get at least a 54. And the other trick of this is you don't want to go so far over. So you don't want to look at the 69 and then say, oh, well, I want to be an 80. You don't want to do that. So make sure you want to stay around 72, 73 if you go above them. But this is because you want to get better than them. All right. So here, if you click here for AI writing, it'll give you ideas, whatever. I don't need that. It does use NLP, which is amazing. And then these are all the keywords that the competitors have in their website. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through here and see if there's any that are like just stupid that don't need to be in there. Website doesn't need to be in there. So I will remove that, exclude. So I'm going to exclude that one. Mobile, I'm going to exclude. We don't need that. So that we'll click on that and then click exclude from suggestions. We don't need verified by broker. Exclude. We don't need this. That's not our MLS anyway, so that's not going to work for me. So we're going to exclude that. We're in Utah Valley Regional. We're in, what are we? We're not in Wasatch, are we? No, we're in central Utah, I think. What else is not important that Google is going to know is not important? I know that these are all important. I don't think obtain matters. So you're just going to filter through this kind of stuff, right? Ink doesn't matter. That's nothing to do with anything. It's just that this is what they're finding throughout all those, and that's because they're Zillow and Realtor.com. Then you're going to go to extended and see if you can go through this. You don't have to, but you can always come back through here and do that. I don't need this. So there's a lot in here that you can just take out. But for the sake of time, what I'm going to do now is I am going to go over to this article here. And I am going to, it's the first time I used it, so I don't know how to do their copy and paste yet. I don't want to see the source code. I don't need the HTML. I have to figure out how do you copy and paste this. Let me see if I got to move my little picture over again. I'm sure there's a way, but I don't know what that way is at this time. So I am going to just copy and paste. See if I can. Yeah, not that I want those images or anything, but let's just see. Hope maybe they don't come over. And then I'm going to copy. All right, and see if this works or not. Whoa, it does. But let's delete the images. And it only gives me, whoa, not good. So you see, it only gives me a 24, all right? And I have to beat a 69. So now it's going to tell me which words here. I have to take this one out because I am not part of their And it's gonna, what's gonna happen, oh, here, this is a little bit better than, so it's gonna show me the greens are how many times are good, the reds are not good, and then I don't have enough of these in here. So every time you go in here, and there's gonna be a lot of these we can probably remove, especially since it says it's just one time been on there, right? It doesn't matter with a lot of these, so we can definitely get rid of these, and this will, over time, get rid of, make our score go up higher. I don't need that because that's not what we're writing about. And that's not what we're writing about. You see it went up to 26. So we'll just exclude a lot of these condos we need. So we're going to have to write condos in there that doesn't have anything about condos. All right, so I am going to go through. So what I would do is I'm going to go through here. It's going to tell me too what the problem is. H2 headers are 100%. Our main keyword partially matches. So I have to change our main keyword. Meta description. Oh, okay. Well, this is obvious because this isn't, we don't have this, and I have to change the title out. We don't have I didn't put a title in. That's the problem there. And description, metas and metas is, I have to add those. I didn't add those. Length was perfect. Keyword stuffing 0, which is really good. So yeah, so I see now where some of those issues are. So we don't even have a title, do we? We need to go to the top here and do an H1. So let's go over here and see what the name of the article was. Oh, here's the meta description. Okay, let's copy that and come over here and find where the H1 actually let's put this over here and put this up here, and H1, there we go there. Let's see what happens there. That went up one time with what's my keyword? That might be width of view. I probably have to do that, width of view. Yeah, see that changed it. See how that something so small can change that much? So we have to do that. Do they have my, where, oh, here's the metadata. So here we're going to put a make it meta title here, and we're going to do same thing with the view. That's okay that it's spelled that way. And that, see, all the way up to 59 just for that. And now we're going to use a meta description. Let's go back over to article writing and figure out what, here it is. Let's get this one, copy that, come back over to here, put that in here and see if we follow anything. Explore our listings now. There we go. That didn't really do anything, but that's okay. With a, whoops, a, with a view. All right, that didn't really do too much for us, but that's okay. So we're up to 59 and we need to beat. So that's pretty good. So let's go back to, we'll save everything. Let's first of all, let's save our changes. And then we're going to come back here and let's see if we can click on this again and see what, ooh, look, 100%. Yay! We got that. We got all this going good. Length of word, no keyword stuffing. And so now use of suggested terms. We need to work a little bit more inside H1, H2 header tags. Article Fiesta did a lot of nice adjectives, things like storytelling type of words, but now we're going to have to go back into it and use more. So one of the things we can do here is it said here to use some more of these. So stunning homes for sale in Provo, which I have there. with a view, which I have there. Let's see if there's something that, if I see something that we like to see, I would, okay, I could do Find Your Dream Home Explorer listings now for the, listings now. I know, view listing photos. In our MLS, we'll put MLS there. And that one will be done. All right, and then I'm gonna, instead of discover, I'm gonna put find the perfect. I know I want to say you're perfect, but find the perfect Provo homes for sale with a view. Provo. Find your perfect homes for sale in Provo. How about that? With a view. Will that work? No, that still didn't like it. Oh, well, let's see what that looks like. Did we get any higher? Save, changes. It didn't go higher. Darn. Let's see if it does when we go back to it. In Meta Title, I got up to 55%. So I think we're going to find the best opportunity right here inside H2 headers and in text and then the text. So we're going to go back to close this out. Let me move myself over. And then let's look and see what of these terms we can actually put in there. So we're going to go back to the content itself. And it said something about the headers, right? Like searching for uncover Provo's finest homes for sale with breathtaking views. I'm going to put in mountain homes. But I think that might be overused. We don't need including. Let's take that out. The more we can take out, of course, the better. We got up to 60 because we don't, some of those like you just don't need, right? And I think I have, let's see, let's put agents down here in the bottom where it talked about Tristan with real estate. And we'll put this little guy there. And let's see what that does because they want it 61. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. That would be easy to incorporate. See, it's what's weird is Ute homes, like people don't talk that way. And that's another reason why I like Article Fiesta, because it doesn't speak that way and you don't want to speak that way. But I'm thinking maybe we could use pleasant as just an adjective. We can get rid of that. And then we can see a lot of these I just don't, I used MLS. I don't know why it's not. Okay, so let's just put it somewhere and I can come back when I'm writing it later. And let's just look here, the appeal of scenic homes, Provo homes for sale. And let's just type some stuff in here. Just to see, and I can come back and figure. I'll just do a let's see if I save that, what happens there. And I'll fix it to where it makes sense later. That's those kind of call to actions I can actually put somewhere. Oh, I'm up to 65. See, just by using those words that Zillow had on. Like, why is Zillow doing that? Like it doesn't make sense. And I put listings instead of listing. Here also, I know what I can do here. Let me do this. Let me move myself out of the way. MLS. And we'll scope and save that. Let's save this so that it'll click over here. Oh, and I reached a 68. Look at that. Ah! All right. So what can we do? Of course, this is before I edit and, fix it up with photos and all that, which will also increase the score. But look at this. And yes, it's taking some time, but this is really cool. I could stick in this Ute real estate based on information. Let's get rid of that one. I don't think Google expects that to be on there. Condos, if only there was a way I could put condos, and do they have townhouses down here? We can just put in a sentence here somewhere. I'll put it towards the bottom again. Okay, I got the word condo in there. I got the word townhouse. I don't know if that was on there anywhere, but we'll just save this now. Oh, come on. Trying to get that thing to come down for me there. Let's save changes. And we are now at 69. All right, so now, okay, root for me. And we've got all of these covered. I think we can get rid of bath. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. Condos, I put a condo. Let's see. Let's see where that was. Or even a condo. Condos in Provo. Let's just put, there are condos in Provo with spectacular anything we can use there. Spectacular and affordable. Here we go. With spectacular, no views, yet affordable. There. Okay, let's try that now. And I'm at 71. So now I've beat them. I could go up a little bit more. And then we can start going. We can also go through a lot of these and just say, these are not worthy of doing it. We don't need things like browse. Google knows the difference, right? We don't need to have disclaimer. Google knows the difference between a lot of these, so I can, and I'm not part of the park board, so I'm not going to lie about that. And there's a lot of things that they know don't have anything to do with the term. It's smart. Google's smart enough to know. We don't do guaranteed accurate at all. Never guarantee accuracy. This is a date that doesn't mean anything. And so the more I get rid of these, I think might get that score up to maybe even a 73. We don't need that. And the more we can, things that really don't make sense to real estate, right? We could do a section on privacy, probably. Not sure I want to. Deemed reliable, they all say that, but that's not something that has to do with the real estate. And I'm up to 73, see? Prior, we don't need that. So a lot of these, and Google will know, they have nothing to do with, and some of them are like only one on those places, right? I could look out of your bedroom and see mountains, but I'm already at 74. So just by getting rid of nonsense here that we really don't need, and if I wanted to incorporate more of these, I could go up a little bit higher, but I'm pretty comfortable with 74. So the next thing would be is when I'm editing this. So let me go. That is really, really cool. Now it did take us a while, but this is so cool. Let me bring my picture back up and let me go back into being on the video with you. All right. So now the main thing to remember here is, and all these tools I have in my description area below. So and I am an affiliate, so I certainly would love it and appreciate it if you would use my affiliate links. Now, the one other thing that to remember through this is now when I go back into this article and start to edit it and audit it, what I don't want to do is I don't want to mess with these words. So it might be a good idea for me to complete all my edits in Neuronwriter and then copy and paste that into my WordPress blog. I could put it back into article. No, I think Neuron also connects to WordPress. But I know for sure Article Fiesta and Content at Scale, they both connect directly to your WordPress through a plugin, and then you can just automatically put it all in there. I don't know which way I'm going to do that at this point for right this minute. That's something I'm still thinking about and working on, but I really think that I should, so that I don't mess up the score and bring it down by mistakenly take out some keywords and have to start all over again. That would be a bummer. But I definitely love this, how I was able to, and now hopefully this article will at least get to that number 4 spot, but I'm hoping I could get all the way to the top. Not sure if I will or not, and maybe not right away because I'm a brand new website. Google doesn't know me, doesn't trust me. Certainly going to trust Zillow more than me at this point in time. So just remember that even if we can overrank and even if we get these high scores, there's no guarantee that we're still going to beat Zillow or get to the top spot on page 1 or whatever it is. And it takes time because you've got to build that authority and that EAT and everything. Thanks so much for watching, and BARD is amazing. So use BARD and Keyword Planner. It's amazing.